What's up everybody, we're back here with another video on my channel, and for those of you who are new here, my name is Daniel Silva. I'm a tattoo artist in Los Angeles, California, and as you can tell by the thumbnail and the title, I'm not going to be the one tattooing today. I'm actually the one who got tattooed. I got my whole entire back tattooed in Copenhagen by my friend Ruben Tattooer. So I just want to give you a little bit of a backstory about who he is, how I met him, and what I actually got during the sessions. So I met Ruben in Oregon at a convention, and I've actually seen his work before that, but met him, great dude. And the reason why I went to him instead of going to somebody in the States is, for one, I love his work, and two, he just does a lot of back tattoos, which not many tattoo artists do. I've actually never done a full one. I've done close here and there, but for one, my clientele is really young, and they mostly want to get tattoos that are a lot more visible because it is a huge commitment to get your whole entire back tattoo. So I went all the way to Copenhagen to get this tattoo, and obviously people think that's kind of crazy, but I just felt right and just committed to the artist, and I was just going to do anything it took to get something from him because it's your whole entire back. It's gonna be there forever. I wanna make sure I made the right decision. So I actually booked the tattoo a year out, waited a whole entire year. Never really thought about what I was actually gonna get. I just knew I wanted him to do something. I've seen stuff he's done before that I really liked. So I was kind of giving him free reign. Then the night that we actually got there, I didn't get to meet up with him because it was pouring rain and he has kids. So I thought I was gonna be able to give a little bit more time beforehand, before the actual day we're doing it. But that didn't happen. So we were kind of texting back and forth. He gave me a couple of stuff that he had already planned out, but not necessarily for me. I wasn't too in love with any of the ones that he showed me. So I kind of started designing something myself at like 12 o'clock at night at this point. And I ended up sending it to him. He made something, sent it back, and then he went to sleep, and I still wasn't in love with what he actually sent me. So I spent all night designing something that I thought he'd be able to go off of. At this point, I don't like when people do that type of stuff, but he was willing to work with me, and that's why I went to him and not somebody else. He was willing to sit down and really take the time to execute what I wanted. And at the end of the day, it's not just one tattoo, it's a full back, investing a lot of money and a lot of time, and not only just for the tattoo, but for the travels and the hotels as well. So I knew I just really wanted to make sure I was gonna be in love with this piece. So that's where we ended up with the design, kind of like an angel on the top, two angels at the bottom, and kind of like some filigree ending with like some sort of statue at the bottom. That's kind of what I showed him. And then I just know when you don't really know what you want to get. It's like, when in doubt, you could always get a crazy tiger, an animal growling, and it's gonna be dope. I mean, let's be real. That's like one of the coolest things to get tattooed. And I've seen people to get the full entire back of like a tiger. And as far as like, that's not really artistic. It's kind of just huge. It doesn't really have like great endings. And I've never seen somebody with this. So I thought it'd be a great way to implement something that was really striking from far, but still when you go up close, you can see a really detailed like border of the whole entire thing. So it's basically two angels on the sides, some filigree with a statue at the bottom, and like a little cherub baby at the top. And you can see on my shoulders, I have geometric stuff that starts from my chest and ends up at my shoulders. So I ended up going 2 separate times to Copenhagen. The first time I went 3 days in a row and got tattooed. So we didn't get to film that time because I went by myself. The second time I went with Johnny, my videographer, and filmed a little bit of the time-lapse version, which you'll see on the second session. So that ended up being about 36 hours for the whole entire piece that's there right now, which a lot of people are like, oh my god, I can't even sit for 6 hours. And I just was like, if I went to it knowing that that's the amount of tattooing I was gonna do, I just mentally knew I was gonna be able to take it, and fortunately I did, which is kind of funny. I actually tried to go for 4 days in a row the first time, which I think I was gonna be able to handle it, but Ruben actually canceled, so ended up doing 3 days. And I actually had to cancel my appointment in April that I was gonna go back, which is this month because of the whole virus. And I was gonna end up getting a side piece of an angel, another side piece, and one more session on the actual tiger. So the first day we ended up starting with the top, which is like the cherub with the wings, which we'll end up putting something probably at the top, maybe like some sort of like shine coming in to kind of go up my neck a bit. But that's all we got done for the first time up there. And as you can see, we kind of just have to work with what we got, because I actually have a chest tattoo with geometric that wraps all the way to my shoulders. So we were kind of just working around that area. So I thought that fits really well, which I just noticed that you can actually see it when I have a shirt on a video I did last week, and I just saw it, which I think is dope. But I can't wait until it goes like all the way up my neck. That's probably my favorite piece of the whole entire tattoo besides the tiger itself. I think that one particularly has the most detail and just looks the most aesthetically pleasing. The ones on the side are not as detailed, I would say, but you can see we basically started with one side and did a whole entire angel, and then we ended up going with the other side and just did both sides and kind of just did the outline. So the top part is the only one that's really done, and the sides are kind of just the outline. It's like kind of like bloodline, etch lines, just so when I come back we don't have to do any more stencils, we just go straight to tattooing. The bottom hurt a lot. Right in the middle was not very fun, but the first session it was really light because there wasn't too much detail. And to me, what really hurts is the more ink you get into the skin and the more darkness you actually put into the skin is what hurts the most, because just more needle jamming into the body. And then the last day we outlined the tiger, which was probably the easiest part because it's in the middle, not too much weird areas like up by the neck bone, on the sides, on the armpit area. So it ended up being one of the easiest parts, and he did that amazingly fast. I was very impressed on how much he got done and how fast. You can see in the tiger how it's a lot more finished than everything else, and I do not know how he did it. Probably just a really big needle, and he does tigers a lot just like me. So things that you kind of know, you don't really have to look at the stencil that much, and you kind of get a lot more done because of that reason. So now you can see how everything is kind of coming together. I'm really liking how it looks, but there's a lot left to do, and the main thing that I don't like is how it ends so like square on the sides, is why I want to go back to that third one, and we're gonna do something on both ribs, finish the tiger, and finish the top part of the neck. So after 2 months, I flew back to Copenhagen, which this time I brought my camera. Johnny came with me to be able to do a time lapse, which was honestly really cool to see because I've never seen anyone else do a close-up time lapse. I'm the only one on the internet that's doing it, and it was just insane to see the footage played back, which is pretty much what you guys see of my work. But since I'm the one doing it, it's not that intriguing for me because I was there. I was like, that was hard to do. It's crazy. But seeing him do it was just insane. So it was really cool to be able to kind of be on the other end of watching these time-lapse videos. And the reason why I didn't really vlog in the shop, because there's other tattoo artists there, there's music playing. I don't really force Ruben to be on camera if he's not too comfortable. So I decided just to not really vlog in there because of just the music was just too loud. I don't want to turn the music off for all the other tattoo artists. It's probably one of the main reasons why I tattoo alone. I film a lot, I like to be focused, and I don't really like too much different like energy coming around, is why I just always loved working alone. But we time-lapsed it, I filmed a bit, so let's go. Okay, so we just landed in Copenhagen, and I'm walking to the first day of my 3-day in a row tattoo session. You guys already seen what it looks like at this point, but there's a lot to be done on it. Everyone keeps saying like, oh, it looks great, looks finished, but it's only 50% done. Just the outline is done, and there's a lot to do, so I'm pretty nervous. I was feeling pretty confident before I went here because last time it really wasn't bad. But there's a lot more, and there's gonna be a lot more saturation that's gonna happen on this session. So I hope you guys enjoy the pain face because it is going to hurt. But we are walking, and we're just walking by, and there's just like crazy casual castle that doesn't happen in LA, so that's pretty crazy. But I'll let you guys know how it goes.
Alright, so we're at day 2 of my tattoo. We're actually just having breakfast and now we're gonna walk over. It's crazy the stuff you just casually walk by. Usually I walk by a homeless tent. Now I'm walking by some sort of castle. So the second day is done and it wasn't that bad, but definitely hurt a lot more than the first time I got tattooed, since there's like a lot darker areas, as you can tell. But the only thing I'm nervous about is that the third day he said that he's gonna be doing the other side, so it's like I'm only 50% done with the same feeling that I had yesterday. So wish me luck. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so we're just walking to the shop and we just walked by this insane building. Look at those little statues up there. I mean, they're not little, they're huge, but... Yeah, I don't even know what this guy is over there.
So that is my journey of the tattoo so far. And as you can tell, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of pain, and it's quite a bit of money to be able to get this tattoo. I'm not gonna say how much. If you wanna email him, go for it. He's a great dude, great experience, and you can tell he really cares about his work, which I can respect because I spend a lot of time and a lot of dedication to be able to create these pieces that you see. It's by far one of the hardest things that I do on the daily in my whole entire life, is creating these pieces and always trying to take things to the next level, because it's really easy in this industry to just be complacent and just make it a job, which you can really tell personally who actually cares about the art and who is going and showing about a job. That's the end of 6 days, 36 hours, and now I'm going to show you what it looks like healed. And obviously I'm going to continue this journey later on when this pandemic is over, and hope for the best.